T.N.T. by ACDC. When I first heard this song back in junior high, I thought this was the most rocking rock song ever rocked by rockers in a rock band ever. It's got all the qualifications. It only has 3 chords, and Angus plays some really cool rock and blues and bluesy rock licks in the solo. The rhythm and the solo to T.N.T. by ACDC. That's what we're doing today on Ray Plays Guitar, and we're going to do it as simply and as accurately as possible. Let's get into it. That's the main riff for the verse right there, and it just involves an E5 power chord, which we could play like this, open 6 string, and then 2 and 2. The minimum requirements for this chord is just 2 strings. But you can play 3, you can play the root, the 5th, and then also the octave to inject a little extra rock into this rock song. E5, then single note G, 3rd fret, 6th string. I'm playing that with my 2nd finger. Then we're going to go to an A5, open A string, and then 2nd fret of the 4th string, also playing the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So we're just playing E5, this note G, and an A5. Then G, A5, back to G, and then we do the whole thing again. So those are the chords. The way we're going to articulate this is there's some mutes happening. Chord, mute, note with a slight bend at the end of it, right before we get to that A chord. Just going to bend it a teeny tiny bit. Then when I go back to G, I'm going to palm mute it slightly, no bend. Back to this A, not hitting the full, just a little bit. Back to this G. This time, I'm going to bend it a little bit at the end, right before I go back to that E5. Also, we mute here. We're going to mute also after that G going into that A chord. And then we do palm mutes here. We basically are going to do total mutes whenever there's an oi, 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 oi. So even if there's no oits going on, we still want to palm mute in that same way. We're basically palm muting on beats 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's hard to count that or do the oits and play that at the same time. It's like chewing gum and walking.
See me ride out on that sunset. No, gonna take this grand. I'm far out as I can get. If you know what I mean. Women do the left of me. Women do the right. Ain't got no gun. Ain't got no knife. Don't you put up a fight.
So at the end, we come up to this A5 and just let it ring out. That brings us into the chorus, which is just
TNT.
It's just A5 to this note G, going to E5. And then we rest and let the bass go.
TNT, I'm dynamite. TNT, now in the fight. TNT, I'm a power load. TNT, watch me explode.
So at the end of that, we hit a G5 power chord. I'm playing that with a 3rd fret, not playing the 5th string, then open, 3, 3, leading us to an A5. That's the rhythm for the verse and the chorus. Let's take a look at the solo. Oh, and one more thing before we do the solo. At the end of the, every time he does the
watch me explode,
he'll hit this, he'll bend this note, 2nd fret of the 3rd string. He'll bend that up a full bend before going back into the verse riff. Okay, now that leads us into the solo. And the solo actually starts off with It actually starts with that bend. So he does that bend. We're coming out of Watch Me Explode. 3, 4, bend. Solo starts here. Bend. We're playing in this open E minor pentatonic shape. But we're adding this note on the 2nd fret. So we're going 3, 2, open on the 1st string, then 3, 2, open on the 2nd string, then 2, open, 2, open. And I usually will do the 2 and then pull off to open, 2, pull off to open. And then we end on the open 3rd string. And these 2 notes, the first 2 notes of this lick are pickup notes. And a 1. This open E string falls on beat 1. And a 1. So that first lick, slowly. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't matter what fingers you use, whatever you're most comfortable with. All right. So, then a slide into this open 6th string. Then we're going to move up to E minor pentatonic shape up here on the 12th fret. Using those notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what's going on here? We're starting with this open 6th string. Then we're bending up 15 on 2. A full bend. We're just going down the pentatonic scale from this 12th fret of the 1st string. Then we're going to do the same thing, but start from the 12th fret of the 2nd string. And just go down 4 notes of the pentatonic scale. Put those together. Then we're going to finish it off with this move, which is something Angus does all the time. 14 of 3. Same finger, you're going to roll it up to grab 14 of 4, ending on 12 of 3. So that whole lick. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm also doing pull-offs here. Pull off here, pull off there. And I use hybrid picking. So like that type of thing, I'll use my middle finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool lick. All right, so the next lick starts off with this little move. We're starting here on 14 of 3. We're going to do a slight bend, leading us right into the 12th fret of the 2nd string. Then 15 of 2, pull off back to 12 of 2. You can actually do a hammer on and a pull off here. Hammer on, pull off. After that, we're going to bend up on this 14 of 3 again, go to 12 of 2, but this time go to 12 of 1, back to 12 of 2, then bend up on the 15th fret of the second string. So that whole lick is... So the lick that I just showed you is my interpretation of what Angus plays on the album. Now, I noticed that in the intro of this video, I played that lick a little differently. I played it more like this. Angus is one of those players that doesn't play his solos the same way every single night. And even in the intro of this video, I thought I was playing it the way he does it on the album, but it just kind of came out a different way. So from the beginning. So now this last line goes, so this is like a little sequence going down, starting on the 12th fret of the first string. So we're playing 4 notes. I'm doing a hammer-on pull-off from 12 to 15. Then going to 15 of 2. There's our first group of 4. Then I'm going to do this move we did before. Just going down 4 notes of the pentatonic scale, starting from the 12th fret of the first string. Then I'm going to do the same thing from the second string. Then I'm going to do this move again. Then we're going to slide down. We're going to slide that 14th fret of the 4th string down, play an open 6th string, then end the solo with a bend on the 17th fret of the 1st string, doing a whole step bend, and holding it up. And that goes right into, 'cause I'm T.N.T. Oi, oi. Well, it goes into that part. They don't sing that at that point. All right, so the whole solo. All right, so then the only other thing that happens in the song is the ending. So it starts right after a chorus, after a "Watch me explode, 3, 4, 1, 2." They just go into it, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they start on an E5 power chord, and they just go up by half steps, 1 fret at a time. E5, 3, 4, F5, 2, 3, 4, F sharp, 2, 3, 4, G5. 2, 3. Now they double it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And then they just go up and create mayhem, you know, as if a TNT bomb just went off. But that's basically it. Oh no, it's not. There's one more thing. In the outro, there's a lead part. Holding first finger on this note E, 5th fret, 2nd string. Now, I'm going to hold that in place while bending up the 7th fret of the 3rd string. So I'm putting 2 fingers on that 3rd string to help bend that string up. But I'm holding that 1st string in place. That's the most difficult thing about this lick, because we're bending one string and not bending the other. When I first started learning this technique, I almost had to think like I'm pulling my 1st finger down as I push these 2 up, and that's what actually held my 1st finger in place. Otherwise, I'd actually be pushing my 1st finger up a little bit. But then as you get used to it, no problem. But it creates this cool sound. So this does the same thing. It just goes up a half step every time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then they double up. Again, going up into total mayhem. And that's it. So that was TNT by ACDC in a nutshell. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those below. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please do me a favor, hit that like button, share this video with your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that notification bell. But most of all, I just thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. We'll see you next time.